Wow, my whole computer is just literally like churning really slow. So I'm trying to give this website just a second to finish loading because everything is choppy, including my browser. I think it's in dire need of a reboot. But mostly, I'm here to just chat. So once I can do all my little clicky things that I wanted to do, I'll have my undivided attention for a few minutes. For those of you that are that missed it, Friday night my live stream did not. It didn't go as long as I would have liked, and I wanted to do some chat about what my goals were, my quilty goals, not my life goals, but like my quilty goals were for 2023. And I didn't really get a chance to talk through all of it because I was having some illness issues. I don't know how else to say it. So that's where I stand there. I'm also, this live stream serves a second purpose for me. It's testing a little bit of tech configuration. Because I am a team of one, I oftentimes have to test tech changes on a live studio audience such as yourself. So that helps. What I'm looking for during today's live stream, if you are tuning in, I'm just looking to make sure that you can hear me and I sound okay to you. I don't have my normal lapel mic, so I might sound a little bit further away from my microphone than I normally do. That will be changed before Friday, but it's just the way it is for tonight. And then, of course, I'm looking for video quality. I want to make sure that my picture is coming through nice and crisp and clear. The lighting is actually, don't even have my studio lights on. I just have like my overhead. I don't have my camera lights on. So if the video is still crisp and beautiful and the lighting looks good, even in spite of that, that's going to make me really happy. And then I'm also looking to see, is the video audio choppy, as at least as of this point forward, making sure that my lips seem to be in sync with my voice as I'm talking. So as long as I sound okay and I look okay, that's really what I'm looking for, because I do believe that, at least for the time being, I'm probably just going to keep it simple, stupid for a while. I want to focus on less camera angles. Now that I've got this nice wide shot, I'm thinking I might want to focus on less camera angles with a more quality video picture and audio output. So want to get that honed in, and then maybe eventually I can add another camera lens angle into. Something has happened with the tech setup. I think it's a software update that has caused the computer to just really, I think it's a Mac update, actually. I think it's a Mac OS update. But it's caused running any webcam or USB video feed other than my continuity camera from my iPhone, which is what I'm using now, or the onboard webcam, which stinks, to just lag really bad. And I've got high-end equipment, so I don't know why that is. So anyway, that's besides the point. We're here. We're talking. I'm glad everything. Karina says I'm not in sync, but everybody else says I am. So Karina, if you could refresh, that would be great. I would appreciate that. Picture is great. Susie Wright, well, if that is what you want to know, the picture for me is better than ever. I don't like too bright, but I see and hear you perfect. And also it all looks and sounds professional to me. Thank you, Susie. That is exactly what I'm looking for. So let's just chat a little bit, because that's part of what I wanted to do Friday night. So let's start with what happened Friday night. Hi, Joyce. I see you. So what happened Friday night? Did I say Saturday? Gosh, I don't even know. Brain fog, right? So what happened Friday night? I'm going to just put it out there, even if YouTube flags the video for talking about it. In November, I got the C word, and it actually, my instance of that was not as bad as I had it before, twice before actually. And the symptoms that I had at the time when I had it were not as dire as I had in the past. So I thought it was going to be in and out. Like I didn't have the fatigue or anything. I just had congestion, cold really bad that wouldn't go away. And then I got a little bit of fatigue. And I did take the antiviral. I was really right on top of that. I did everything I was supposed to do, but the symptoms about a week or so later, maybe 2 weeks later, came back. The tests have remained negative for the past month, 5 weeks or so. I continue to test. They are negative, but I still have symptoms. And so medical professionals say at the point where you have symptoms after 30 days, you are now classified as having long COVID. And so I am struggling with that. I'm dealing with it. I'm doing the best I can. I am working with a doctor. What happened Friday night is a culmination of a really busy day and a busy week, and probably even busy weeks. I was having some labored breathing, and when I didn't have my pulse ox, I wasn't taking my oxygen level while I was on live stream, which is fine. But I learned an important lesson. I learned projecting my voice and talking loudly and trying to amplify energy and sound and all that. Man, that takes a lot from your lungs. And that's why I was sitting here going, I was having that type of issue. And it just got to the point where I felt stupid sitting here apologizing for taking those big breaths. So I ended the live stream a little bit early and decided to go to bed. This past weekend, I've been on medications, I've gotten lots of rest, and I've not pushed myself, and I feel fabulous. I'm not better. I'm not completely out of the woods. But I don't need to be at the hospital. My oxygen levels are good. My heart rate is good. All of that is good, but I'm not pushing myself either. So I'm allowing my body time to heal and recover. And that was important for me to share with you because I've gotten so many kind messages and emails just letting me know that you're thinking about me, you're praying for me, you're sending your well wishes and wanting to know how I'm doing. I'm doing well. So there's that. What I wanted to talk about Friday night are what are my goals for 2023? And that was the exciting thing that I wanted to share. Those were the exciting things that I wanted to talk about. And sync, I love that. Thank you. I think the wider angle and less camera views is a great idea. Thank you, Quiltessa. I appreciate that. See, you guys are fun to chat with. What I saw a FedEx truck that was coming up my driveway. It's going to the neighbors. What I wanted to talk about are some of the quilty things that maybe you guys would like to see from me in 2023, and some of the things that I'm thinking about for 2023. Not necessarily this is what I'm going to do, but hey, what would you think if I did this? Or I am doing this. Are you aware of it? That type of stuff. I don't necessarily believe in New Year's resolutions all the time because I'm just like everybody else. Maybe not everybody. Maybe some people are good at it, but I am horrible for keeping up with my New Year's resolutions. I just absolutely suck at it. I usually get a few months in and I completely drop the ball and then I move on to something else. I don't know. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to sit here and beat myself up over that. I think a lot of us struggle with that. That's probably why gyms do really well in January and February and don't in December. So I'm just saying I don't do well with New Year's resolutions, so I don't hold that over my head. But I do love setting goals for myself. And I think one of the things that I really like doing is thinking about this next year ahead of me or this next time period, whatever that might be. Hi, Katie. What are some of the goals that I would like to try to achieve? And I like to make my goals SMART. If you've never heard this acronym before, it actually is pretty powerful. At least I think so. SMART means your goals need to be specific, they need to be measurable, they need to be accurate, and they need to be timely. So when I'm thinking about a SMART goal, I'm thinking about something that is achievable, something that I know I can do. It's got a time period around it, and it's pretty specific because I need to be able to measure whether or not I did it. So one of the goals that I really want to do, I have a quilt rack in the corner of my room that has quilt tops that were all pieced, with the exception of one. We'll talk about that later. All of the quilt tops that are on that rack were all pieced in 2020, 2021, 2022, and they are just piling up. So my first goal, and I'm going to be writing these down in my planner, by the way, as we talk. One of my first goals is to empty that rack. And when I say I want to empty my quilt rack, I don't mean I want it to be empty at the end of 2022 or 23. Gosh, I mean, I want all of the quilts that were on that rack as of December 31st, 2022, quilted, bound, and either in a pile waiting to find its forever home or on its way or in a forever home somewhere. I want 0 quilt tops waiting to be quilted that were pieced before December 31st, 2022. And I have got a lot. So that means I'm going to be spending some time on the long arm this year. I'd love to know from you guys how many quilt tops you're waiting to have quilted, because I can't be the only one that has like 50,000 quilt tops over there. So I'm going to write that quilt down in my journal. And I'm going to label this page Quilty Goals 2023. Quilty Goals. Just taking some notes for myself. We're going to put a bulleted list because none of these is more important than the other. So I'm not going to put number 1. I'm just going to put a little dot, and I'm going to put all flimsies, because that's what you call a quilt top that's unquilted, a flimsy apparently, created by 12/31/2022 are done, in all capital letters. Claudia says, I have 8 tops done and want to learn how to quilt them myself. I can't always use a long arm. That's awesome. Karen says, I have at least 5 quilts right now that need to be quilted. Katie says, why set myself up for failure? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Hello, everyone else. She also says, Katie says, I have 6 quilt tops currently that need to be quilted. Susie said, if that was my goal, that is all I would do for the next month. Sarah says, I am afraid to count how many. I know more than 25 for sure. Georgia says, I have 14 tops sandwiched and waiting to go under the needle. Gosh, that's the great thing. Susie said, spiral bound? That page is too easily ripped out. Oh, gosh. No, it is not the only goal I have. I have more, but I'm going to be writing them down. So what I have been doing over the past couple of days or weeks, been thinking about what I want my goals to be, my quilty goals to be. I just haven't written them down. So I'm writing them down now. And by the way, my planner, you guys, is not a fancy planner. I am not using an Erin Condren planner. Yeah, right? I'm not using any fancy planner. I actually got this as a Christmas gift from my husband's ex-wife. Family is family. And when you have kids together, family never goes away. So we get along with the ex-wife. She celebrates holidays with us. She was actually up at our home for Christmas. And she gave me this planner. She is a checklist person. So am I. I like having a nice checklist. So she gave me this for Christmas, and this is the planner that I'm going to choose to use until it's done. And I'll show you. I can't tell you what this is because I don't know. It's not labeled anywhere, but it's got a layout that really works for me. I'm going to show you a couple of things. Let's see if I can get to something that doesn't have. This is a good one. I've got a month layout with some notes. And then after that, I have a spread for each week of that month. This page here is notes and a to-do list, and this page is just sections for each day of that week, which is perfect because I don't need to break down my day minute by minute, hour by hour. I'm not that busy. My stuff is more task list driven than appointment driven, but this accommodates both of those. So I have those spreads for all months of the year. And then at the back, I have all, like the last half of the notebook or the planner is literally a notebook, pages of notes. So this is what I'm using. I will say the only thing I don't love about this is because it's not a nice stiff cover, getting it to lay flat can be a little tricky when I'm flipping it open. So this is my planner. I'll use it until I either wear it out or fill it up. That's what I'm using this year. I have been horrible with using planners to plan what I want to do. So I think that's another goal I want to put for myself. All of my quilty projects, all of my things that I need to know, I want to rely on my planner to help organize myself. So I'm going to write that down. I'd like to use my planner to organize my projects, my thoughts, my quilty activities, just so I'm not always carrying them up here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because when I carry them up here, I forget stuff. I'm kind of at that point in my life where if it's not written down, I'm going to forget that I need to do it, and I'm going to take on another project. So when I can see a list of all the projects that I have to do, or all the commitments I have made, or all of the activities that I am planning to attend or to sponsor or to host or whatever that is, it makes me a lot more aware of how busy I really am and how precious little time I really have to take on that next project. So I'm writing that down. I'm going to put use planner. And that could be a different system for you, but for me, it's going to be a planner. We'll see how I do. Planner to organize myself. I'll just organize myself. We'll see what happens. I don't know what that means. We'll see. Carolyn says, you could make a stiffer cover with a pen sleeve. I could actually, and that's actually a really good idea. Maybe I could quilt one night, like a portfolio that you could put that into. That'd be fun. I have many, many quilt tops, Kathleen Kendall says, stitched, ready to be quilted, several lap quilts ready for quilting, and about 10 or so baby quilts ready for trimming and binding. My goodness, you've got a lot. In order, what Susie says, I love that calendar notebook. What brand, please? Listen, I don't know. I did keep the, you know what? Hold. Instead of explaining, I think I have it. Let me just. This is all I have to give you. I will hold it up to the camera. That's it. This is all I have to show you that was on the planner. On the back, you can see some of this information. You can pause the video here and write this information down if you're looking for it, but this is all that was on there. I don't know who made it. It just says handmade cotton paper, 100 pages ruled. It's a 7x10 planner. It does say epilogue on it and made in India. That's all I've got. Sorry. Hey, Shirley, how are you? Virginia Harrison says, I have 7 quilt tops. That's my goal also. However, oh, where'd you go? Oh, I saw it. Carrie says, hi, Becca, and everyone watching from El Paso, Texas. Hello. I am feeling better, Wanda. I'm on the mend. Oh, giving up and walking into the other room quickly winded me. See, still dealing with it. Kate says, I think the problem, not that it's a real problem, is there are just too many new ideas, too many new fabrics, too many new techniques, patterns that we have to do. Yes. But you also have a day job. Keep space for you only. Yes. All right, let's see, scroll down. By the way, I'm actually not sure it's a goal, but I'm not buying fabric this year. I have enough to do many QA and whatnots. Okay, so let's talk about that as a goal. I have tons of fabric behind me. I mean, a lot. And you can't see the fat quarter bundles and the pre-cuts that are all stored above this. I can't say that I'm not going to buy any fabric because I think that's unrealistic. There is bound to be a fabric line that comes out that I just have to have. Or I'm going to be missing a blender or some background or maybe some backing fabric. I'm going to end up buying some form of fabric throughout the year. But what I can do is be more aware of what I have before I make a purchase, which I've actually kind of already been doing. I've not been buying a lot of fabric because I can see what I have. When I took the time to put all the fabric on my shelf in this vertical, that's vertical, right? When in this vertical storage solution, and then further organize it by color families, it helped me really see how much fabric do I have on my shelf and what colors are represented there. For example, I have a lot of low volumes. I didn't even know I had that much. When they were all mixed in with everything else, I was like, oh yeah, I can get more white, or oh, I can get more cream. Why do I need to get more cream? I've got plenty of it. Do I really need more blues, which are right here? Do I need more corals? No, probably not. But what I did learn is I don't have a lot of purple. I don't have a lot of green. I don't have a lot of yellow. There are certain colors that when I go into a quilt shop, I gravitate towards those and I want to buy those. So I think the goal for me for 2023, rather than saying I'm not going to buy any fabric whatsoever, I can be more conscious about the fabric purchases that I do make and stick to a fabric budget that I give to myself every month. So we'll write that down. We'll call that observe fabric budget and make conscious decisions. I guess. I'll know what it means. And that's really all that matters, right? Make informed purchases, I guess. I am lucky because I've got a good stash, and yeah, I'm just telling you, there is going to be new fabric lines that I will do videos with. And I'm just saying, like, don't hit me in April and be like, ooh, you got that new line. I thought you weren't going to buy fabric. I never said I wasn't going to buy fabric. I said I was going to stick to my budget a little bit more and make more informed decisions. That's what I wrote down. Jean says, I'm trying to do a no buy January from lessons learned. Yeah. And you could do that every time. Did you see Tiffany organize her scrap baskets yesterday? It was fabulous for us with little OCD. I didn't need to see Tiffany organize her scrap baskets because I have seen Tiffany organize her scrap baskets when we were just talking. The girl has a method. It is amazing. It's awesome. So yes, I know what you're talking about. I didn't see the video, but yes, I know what you're talking about, and it's awesome. Katie says, I'm hoping when my husband gets home, we can take everything out of my sewing room and reset the entire thing so that it's more organized and efficient since he's home. Since when he's home, Legos are in there too. Gotcha. You did a good job organizing your stash. Mine is all in clear boxes, but it's difficult to see it all. You know, I want to talk about these shelves right here. So these are like my loose cuts of fabric, like my fat quarters or half yard cuts. They're not quite big enough to go on the boards. And I want to do something to better organize my fat quarters. So that's a goal I'm going to put down. I love organizing anyway. So that's going to be like probably the first thing I want to do. I'm going to write down better organize loose fabric, because that's what I kind of call that. That's my loose fabric. Organize loose fat quarters, half yards, etc. Any goals for any UFOs other than unfinished quilt tops? That's a good one. Let's talk about that. Yes, but that's a goal for 2022 that I did really well at. Let me slide over here. Do you see all of these bins? All of these bins and all of those right there are projects that need to be done. Every single one of those holds one project. Last year, I had all of these bins, the 8.5 by 11. Those I actually am finding that I'm not using, these small ones. I'm finding I'm not using them. So I may repurpose those to something else in my room. But all of these I had way at the top of my shelf. all the way on the top shelf. And I was thinking about that. It didn't make any sense to keep them up there because every time I wanted to get a project, I had to pull my ladder out, climb up a couple of steps, get the bin, come back down, put the ladder away, bring the bin over, do my project, put the stuff back away, pull the ladder out, climb up the ladder, put it back on the top shelf, climb back down, put the ladder away, and walk out of the room. And that really made no sense because it was just a lot. And so then what I decided to do is I wasn't going to get the ladder anymore because I needed to cut a step out. So I would stand on my tippy toes, no joke. And I would take my big finger and like edge the bin away from the shelf and hold my other hand up here to catch it when it inevitably falls because I was getting tired of it hitting me on top of the head. So I'd have to catch it really quick. And then I tossed the other one that was on top of it back up there. And I was like, wait a minute, this is stupid. I have the fat quarters down low where I can physically reach them. Fat quarter bundles that are all up at the top. They're up at the top now. I had those down within arm's reach. I was like, well, what am I going to reach more? A manufacturer curated, cut, and bundled fat quarter bundle that looks really pretty and kind of serves a little bit as decoration, or my project bin. Well, it should be my project bin because my goal is to have all my projects done. So I switched. I took all of my pre-cuts and I put them way up top because I go into those a whole lot less. And I took my project bins and pulled them down. And my goal for 2022, and I'm going to look around to see how I did. My goal for 2022 is I wanted to end 2022 with no old projects. So each one of these bins, I'll pull this one out actually. Each one of these bins has a label on it that tells me what's in here. Now this is a bin I've had for a while, but it says postcards and it's a bin that I put together in December of last year. So all of my postcard materials to make quilted postcards are in this bin. These are fabrics that I absolutely love and I want to turn into postcards. It's basically the scraps that I'm going to keep because my scraps are probably going to go in quilty postcards. The bins that I have down here, if I look at this, I'm looking at the names on the boxes. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, we'll call that 5. So 5 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 5 of 21 of those bins are projects that predate predate January 1st, 2022, which means all of those were full. In fact, I actually had projects that couldn't fit in those 20 bins. So I had more than 20 UFO projects that couldn't be started. I did not finish all of the UFOs that were in those project bins, but what I did do is made a huge dent in them. But you know where they're at? On the quilt rack. I pieced them all. They're over there. So I would like to continue that goal. I want my project bins. I don't want them to hold any projects that were started before January 1st, 2023. So if I started it in 2023, I'm okay. Maybe that date needs to change, but I want it. I don't know how to word it. I want to keep that momentum going forward with have a bin, finish the project, put a new project in it. You see where I'm going with that? Hi, Julie. She says, happy Monday, listening in while toting the girls to various activities. Glad you are feeling better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you date your project bins? In my head, I do. I know what the dates are from my head, but that's a really good idea because I was just saying if I don't write it down, I'm starting to forget stuff a little bit. So maybe I'll do that too. Coltessa says, what about doing a sale of what you're not using for your VIPs, different cuts and scrap bags that would help your channel? Yes, that's going to be what I'm going to do too. Kate Bridgen says, oh no, quilter YouTuber SEWBECCA knocked out from her project boxes. Oh gosh, it was so funny. Like it, the first few times it like right on top of my head. Ooh, that hurt. It hit on top of my head. So then I had to do like the catch though. So I'm going to write down that I want to continue. I want to continue completing projects that I start, but I don't know how to make that specific. So I'll revisit that goal later. Continue finishing projects or giving them away. If I get a project in a box or I buy one that I've lost the love for, I don't have a problem just giving it away because I don't need it to be in my space cluttering up my happy place if it's not going to bring me joy. So I don't have a problem giving those away or selling them in destashes, which I will be doing one, I think, in February sometime. So heads up on that. Destash coming to my website in February, and what it's going to hold are things that I no longer want to have in my space. I don't know exactly how I'm going to work it. I believe what I'm going to do is all of the fabric that'll be for sale will be single 1 yard cuts or other loose pieces depending on what I have available. I'm not going to cut to order. I don't have time for that. But what I can do is have like 5 1 yard cuts of a specific fabric. So we'll deal with that when we get there, but it's coming in February. So those of you that are observing a no by January, you can still meet that goal. I don't want to be the one to trip you up, although you get to make a decision whether you're going to buy or not. And the prices should be pretty fair since it is, some of the stuff will be new, but it's also destash. So I'm not going to be asking for $15 a yard or anything crazy like that. It is what it is. We'll get there when we get there. And if you're part of the VIP program, you'll get 24 hours to shop before the sale is public. So that's only $5 a month too on my website. By the way, let's just talk about that for a minute. So if you are in the SEWBECCA VIP program, I had that priced at $6.99 per month. And the reason I had it set there is because in my head, I was going to write more patterns, probably one a month-ish. I was also going to give you monthly Zooms, and I was going to do monthly sales and monthly giveaways. I'm still doing all 4 of those things, but the frequency in which I am able to publish patterns / have a pop-up shop / give things away to VIP members only is not monthly. It's going to be more sporadic. And so as a result, I have adjusted the price a little bit. We are still doing monthly Zooms and they are tons of fun. In fact, in March, we are going to do a 36-hour Zoom sew-in starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday, March 25th and ending at 9 p.m. on Sunday, March 26th. There will be a Zoom link open for you to just come in and hang out for as long or as little as you'd like. There will be breakout rooms that you can go to hang out with some of your other friends. If you guys just want to be by yourselves for a bit and then hop over whenever you're ready, you can sew until you drop for 36 hours, or you can sew for a couple hours and take a break and come back, whatever works for you. But that is only for VIP members. The VIP program, as of today, has been priced at $5 a month. And if you prepay for a full year, it's only $55 instead of the $60 for the whole year. This is a recurring payment, so it would hit you every 12 months. You'll have to pay for that, or once a month, depending on how you sign up for it. If you have already signed up at the $6.99 level, I did send out an email blast. This should be in your box. I cannot change your price. So what you're going to have to do if you want that $5 rate is cancel your membership and resubscribe. I can't do anything about it. If you do nothing, the system is going to continue to charge you $6.99, and you're just agreeing that you're okay with that. Here's the other fun thing. If you lock in that $5 price, if I ever go back and change the price and increase it, it won't change for you unless you cancel and rejoin later. So if you want to lock in that $5 a month rate, this is now the time to do that. Kate, I go back and listen to all of that again. Jamie says, oh, I am tempted to be a VIP. That sounds so fun. Now I'm considering VIP. Good, I'm glad. And what I've been trying to also do, I'm working on updating the website so that the VIP kind of pops out a little bit more instead of being like the secret society. I want you to know that I have this community for $5 a month. Again, if you were paying at $6.99, you can cancel your membership on the website and re-sign up at the $5 a month level. I can't change it for you. So Katie, I'm talking to you with that. What does the VIP offer you? You can go check out, hey Debbie, how are you? If you can go check out my website, if you do exclamation VIP, I think it is in the chat. It's right at my website. Go to SEWBECCA.com. In the upper right-hand corner of the page, it's going to say join VIP. And when you click on that, it'll describe everything that's happening. What you will get, I'll say this one more time and then we're going to move on. What you get from the VIP is exclusive access / content. All of my YouTube videos are free. I am not charging for any of them, nor am I creating videos on my website that only people who are on my website can see. All of my videos are on Instagram or YouTube and they continue to be free, period. What you're getting from the membership on the website is a monthly Zoom. It's usually the last Sunday of every month from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time. However, depending on what I have going on, I may have to adjust that to a different weekend or a different day of that weekend. So they're always scheduled on the website. You can always see where they're at. In fact, if you go to my website right now, it'll show you all of the upcoming events right on the website. The second thing that you get is, also with the Zoom, we are trying out a Zoom sew-in, a Zoom retreat. That's in March. That's that 36-hour lockdown, let's get stuff done. If that goes well, we will do more of those. But again, they're going to only be for VIP members. So if you're not paying for that VIP, you don't get to go to that. I'm not going to do it for everybody for free. I can't. The other thing that you get is whenever I write a pattern, you can buy the pattern for whatever price I set for the pattern. Usually it's $5 for the download, or you get it for free because it's in the pattern library in the VIP membership. The other thing that you get is I like to give things away, and sometimes I do random giveaways just for VIP members. If you're in the VIP program, you have a better chance of winning something because the VIP program is obviously a subset of the entire YouTube community that I have. YouTube giveaways are open to everybody, whereas these are more concentrated. So if there's 100 people in the VIP program, you have 1 in 100 chance of winning. Whereas if I'm doing a live stream and there's 400 people watching and I'm doing a raffle, you have a 1 in 400 chance of winning something on a live stream. That's fun. And then the last thing that you get is periodically I will be doing pop-up shops throughout the year. Sometimes they'll be a few weeks apart, usually not. But as my time allows to do a D-stash or pop-up shop, think of these like a D-stash. Shop Becca's shelves is essentially what you're doing. Whatever I have, whether I have bought it new from my distributors or wholesalers, or I have had it sitting on my shelves for a while and I'm ready just to pay it forward, those items are going to be curated nicely, put into my shop on my website. And if you are a VIP member, you have a chance to buy those items for 24 straight hours before the rest of the world gets to shop. So if I pick up, let's say, the brand new Lella Boutique line from Moda Fabrics, and I've got the charm packs for that sitting in my shop, you're going to get a chance to pick up one of those charm packs before the rest of the world does. So kind of like crowd-free pre-sale shopping type of thing. That's what you're going to get. Okay, I think I've answered all those questions. I'm going to look at the chat and see what I've got. Susie says, ooh, Zoom sew-in. That sounds fun and interesting. VIP sounds awesome. Thank you. Check it out if you're interested. Susie Roy says, I'm going to need to get a Zoom download. I'm so noob internet. I don't know who this is, but we're going to hit decline on that. I keep getting these weird phone calls. Stalkers, I think. I did not know you had a VIP. See, Flo didn't know. because I'm not talking about it. And that's so silly of me. Why can't I talk about it? People have been asking, so we're doing it. Can VIP PayPal be paid via Venmo or PayPal? PayPal. PayPal, please. Everything through the website will let you do it. You can use major credit cards. Everything is all certified. Security's all in place. SSL certificates are there. You don't have to worry about nobody hacking your information. I can't even see your billing information, but you can check out through PayPal, I think Apple Pay, and major credit cards. Looking up. Does anyone know of an online shop that is legitimate and can do custom laser cut appliques? I don't know that, but maybe somebody will ask. Charlesteen says, question, can you tell me about your small pressing mat? It looks like it has a hard wooden bottom, possibly with a cutting mat. Stalked your blog and shop, but could not find. Yes, so this is not the small one that you're referring to, because that one I've actually officially retired. That's the 12 by 12 version. This is the same thing though. So these are the press and cut mats from Martelli Notions. If you do exclamation Martelli in the chat, or you go to my website and look for my affiliate links, I think it's under about, and then there's a link for affiliate links. I have a link to Martelli's website, or you can just go to martellinotions.com, but make sure to use my code SEWBECCA, because that'll save you 10% off of everything on Martelli's website, including their tables, their rotary colors, their blades. Now, if they're having a site-wide sale, I believe that percentage goes down to 5%. What you're asking about is their press and cut mats. They have a couple of them. They have a 12 by 12 that's really pretty pink on one side and then wool mat on the other. But this is the 12 by 18. When I got that 12 by 12 mat, I told Dave Martelli, who's the son of the inventor behind Martelli Notions, that he needed a bigger mat. He needed a bigger mat. And so they came up with the 12 by 18. I still think they need to make an 18 by 24, but this is a good compromise size. What you have on this side is a Martelli cutting mat. Then you have a vapor barrier, really thin in there, that brown. You have a vapor barrier in between the cutting mat and the wool pressing pad. And then you have a nice thick wool pressing surface on the other side. I have never noticed any of their wool pressing mats to smell at all. In fact, they've sent me a couple of custom cut wool pressing mats. They're the only ones I use in my studio now. And these cutting mats are the only cutting mats that I use too, because they were kind enough to supply me with a couple, and I absolutely love them. By the way, you can see down here, this purple one, this is a Martelli, and this yellow one is a Martelli. They make the colors contrast really nicely for those that might need a little bit of help due to color blindness or something like that. So press and cut mat from Martelli Notions. I don't sell them, but I do have an affiliate link that you can use to pick one up. Is there a limit on the number of people who can Zoom? At this time, we are nowhere near hitting that limit. We're doing great. I know there will be limits, but I don't think we're in danger of hitting those. If we ever get to the point where we're going to hit the limit on Zoom, then we will have to strategize about how we're going to register for Zooms. Right now, it's just a free for all. First one in is who gets in, but I have never had a problem with people not being able to attend because there's been too many. Hello, Mary. How are you? Rolene says, thank you, Becca. Signed up as a VIP member and looking forward to all you offer. Thank you. I appreciate that. Juanita says, wow, I just ordered a wool mat last night from Amazon. Awesome. I know I'm old, but would it be possible to send you a check for the year for your VIP club? Sue, if you would like to email me, we can work something out. I don't want to do recurring payments on a monthly basis, especially like with Venmo or something, because it makes it a little difficult for me to keep up with. And I'm a team of one. I don't have an accounting department to give it to, but we can work something out. Maybe I can put you, maybe that's a good job for my mom. Anyway, email me, becca@SEWBECCA.com, and we can work it out from there, okay? Oh, Tien comes here. Well, look at that. Hey, Tien, we are talking about Quilty Goals. We should be asking you what your Quilty Goals are. So, Katie said you coming to hang out with us little people. That's funny. Jamie said, oh, Jamie's talking to Carrie, so we'll leave that alone. Okay, so I think that's it. So I've got 5 goals here. All flimsies created by 1231 are quilted and bound. My planner is going to be used to organize myself a little bit better, observing my fabric budget and making informed purchases, right? I don't need to buy more teal. I'm good. Better organization system for my loose fat quarters and half yard cuts, and continuing to finish the projects that are in my bins or giving them away. I think those are my personal goals for how I'm quilting. So now I would love a chance to talk with you a little bit about what my goals are for my channel. I did talk a lot about my website, but I'd love to know, what do you guys want to see from me in 2023? I want to continue growing, and I know the best way to grow is to give you content that you want. I know one of the things that I would like to do is make more short content. I think they're a lot of fun to create. If you haven't seen what I'm talking about, these are the videos that are in that portrait mode. You know what I'm talking about? They're really designed for you to watch on your phone, but you can watch them on the computer too. And they're really small videos. They're designed to be funny and engaging, and they just give you like that quick fix when you just want a little bit of entertainment, maybe sitting on the potty. I don't know. You do shorts wherever you need to do them, but they give you that quick fix, and I think they're a lot of fun to make. So I want to start making some more of those. I've got some ideas for the type of shorts I want to make, but that's on my list. So I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write down more. I'm going to do it on the bottom half of this page. More shorts. But I wowould love to see in the chat, you guys tell me what type of videos would you like to see from, and not just me, Tien comes here. This would be a great time to tell him what you'd like to see. So yeah, do. Or there's other content creators in here as well. What type of content are you really excited about seeing us make this year? Sorry, I'm writing my note to myself, so I have it. Quiltessa says they are awesome and so funny. Yes, they are. I always love watching tutorials. Okay. Juanita. I work with a lady that's Janita, so I'm sorry, I'm going to get that mixed up. Juanita says, I would like to see more techniques of organization pieces to help with quilting. Okay. I'm going to write that under my video ideas, because that's got a spread here for this. So organization videos. And we can put in that like room organization, project organization. We'll put room, comma, project. Got it. Okay. Tips and tricks for different blocks would be helpful if you are not already doing that. Kind of already doing that, but we can continue it. Han says, I don't like those short videos. I've seen some, that was weird. I've seen some not well done, or I've seen some not really enjoyed it. It went too fast. Would love to see more of your long arm journey. Okay. Long arm. I've been thinking about doing those too, so I'm going to write that down. Debbie says, my goals are to finish all the stuff I've started, not to start anything new, not to buy anything new. I'm good with whatever you do. I enjoy you and this community of friends. What brand of thread spools are those on your shelf? These are King Tut 40 weight, 3-ply, amazing thread. Most of them are variegated. I obviously use King Tut on my long arm. How about how to fix a wonky block, not remake the whole darn thing? I'll write that down, Barbara. How to fix a wonky block, not remake it. I don't know. That sounds very specific. It sounds like you have a block that you want fixed. Not remake it. Applique. Pat Boo says, I would like applique. I have no idea how to do it and have a small piece to do. Okay. How to applique. What brand? Oh, I answered the newbie tips. Oh, Jane. Yeah, new year. Back to basics. Sharing strategies for how to create a quilt sandwich. Here's my strategy. I bought a long arm. I don't make quilt sandwiches anymore. I know of a quilt shop in Vegas that'll sell you one. Yeah, I'll leave that to somebody else to do because I bought a long arm so I don't have to make a quilt sandwich, Jennifer. EPP, Jamie, are you killing me with the EPP, English paper piecing? Oh gosh, no. Please, no. That's hand. It's a 4-letter word. Quilting with rulers. I'm going to put that down by long arm videos / quilting with rulers. Okay. Quiltessa is telling Tien if he's still here. How about foot-specific projects for the 2010Q, the Juki? Jennifer Applique says raw edge applique. So I'm going to put that down to raw edge applique. A block of the month, keeping it at a specific size, like 12 inches. Carolyn, I'm kind of doing that already with the block of the month from Sew Samplers, but you got to buy their pattern. So are you looking for like a block of the month that's free where I pick the block and I teach you how to make it and you do that? Is that what you're looking for? Gwendolyn says all the social medias are doing shorts. I'm just not a fan. I prefer a 5-minute YouTube where I can play it over and over. Gotcha. Glenda Crouch says, what is your favorite machine for your favorite thread for your sewing machine? So for the Juki, I use Aurifil 50 weight cotton thread. It's a 2-ply thread. It's strong. It's thin. It works for me. And if you're curious, I always use color 6722 because it goes with just about anything. But in the rare event that I'm doing something that requires a dark thread, then I use 2630, which is a really dark gray. For the long arm, I use King Tut, which is right there. Brenda says, I may be nuts, but I enjoy when you take us places, even if it's just in the parking lot. Okay. More travel vlogs. Travel. Hey, babe. Say hi to YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Ooh, he brought me sushi. Oh, he loves me. Thank you. Okay. Block of a week. I can't do a block of a week. Way too much work. Way too much work on that. Show us how to change the blade on the Martelli cutter. I've already got that video, Doreen. Right on my website, under my YouTube videos, or on my YouTube channel, there's a section that says tips, tricks, and demos. There's a video right there with a nice thumbnail of the Martelli rotary cutter. You go check it out. It's right there right now. I love watching block tutorials. Just wish they would include if I wanted to make an entire quilt with that block and the fabric requirements and how to cut it out. Okay. And Lynn says, I will just watch everything that you do. I'm still learning everything. Got it. Gotcha. Hold on. No, something you designed. Okay. Got it, Susie. I'll write that down. It's an idea. My own BOM. That just sounds horrible. BOM. Basic rotary cutting tips. We're going to put that with newbie. Basic rotary cutting. I haven't had difficulty trying to use the Martelli cutter. I have had difficulty trying to use the Martelli cutter. I have given up on it. Oh, I don't know what to say to that. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So I've got those ideas. I do want to do more short form videos. I've got lots of ideas for you guys there from SEWBECCA, from like the SEWBECCA empire. Trying to think about like, so this is where things get hard for me, right? I have a hard time separating SEWBECCA from just like my quilting adventure. Does that make sense? Like, I hear people say that my YouTube channel is a business, but I don't know that I have a hard time understanding what that means. So, especially because I don't offer quilting services, I don't really have a full time quilt shop. I just de-stash stuff. I have like garage sales once in a while. That's essentially what I feel like I do. I don't feel like I do anything other than just make social media content, and I have a hard time putting that in squarely in a business category. So I feel like SEWBECCA is just me. So it's hard for me to find SEWBECCA goals that aren't already on my Quilty goal list. Any video you make, I'll be watching. Thank you. Don't press too. Okay, you guys. Oh, yes. The tip that Debbie says, don't press too hard with the Martelli cutter. The 60 millimeter, the blade does bend a little bit. How often do you update your blog? Maybe you can use your blog for your quilting journey. What if I did vlog videos? Sean, from The Guy Who Sews, and I think he started a whole movement where people were doing weekly vlogs. I know Sean does his podcast or his weekly vlog on Sunday. What if I did something like that? Maybe not on a weekly basis, but what if it was a 5 to 10 minute video that I shared, just kind of capturing what I've done over the week to show you progress of the things that are in flight. What do you guys think about that? Hi, Nellie. Jean says, yeah, me too. My Martelli won't roll smooth. It skips and it's brand new as though it sticks. Oh, no. That would work. Vlogs sound fun. I'm going to write that down. Project vlogs. Quilt story videos. Thank you, Kathy. She says, yum, sushi. I enjoy your channel. I like that. That's a great idea. Okay. Sean's been trying to tell me to do that. So he's told me a couple of times that he gave me a couple ideas. He's like, and that could be your own vlog. And I did like a little winky face. And I was like, I don't want to take your idea. Like, this is what you, whatever. I enjoy your Friday chat shows. So I think what I'm hearing is continue Friday night live streams. We're just going to keep that over here. Keep Friday night lives. I'm so glad I'm off today. I like that idea. How about making an album? Oh, gosh. Thank you, Mary, for holding me accountable to that. We're going to write that down. So what she's talking about, I'm going to quilt scrapbook. I have had this idea in my head for a long time to do. I don't get to keep every quilt that comes out of my studio. I give it a good hug, give it a good cuddle. Most oftentimes I wash it and then I send it out the door. And by the way, Tien, I'm so proud of myself. I've got like 4 quilts quilted and bound and ready for Alaska, and it's only January. Of course, they were supposed to go to you last year, but don't judge me. So I'm already starting an Alaska pile. Like, they're done. They're ready to go. Anyway, I don't get to love every quilt. I don't get to keep it. I get to love it, and then it goes on to its forever home. But I like the memory of knowing what that quilt was, remembering what I did to put it together, things that I learned, techniques that I learned, mistakes that I made that maybe I want to be aware of in the future, or just the story of where the quilt went and why I picked the fabric I did or why I picked the pattern I did. So my goal in 2023 is to create a quilt, or start a quilt scrapbook where I can go back into my photos, because I have tried to take a picture of every single quilt I've made, take all of those photos and put them into a scrapbook with some narrative around it so that I can remember the story of those quilts and the projects that I've made. And that's my keepsake. And then that way, when the quilt goes on to its forever home, I still have some memories with it. So I've got that on my list. I've already started cleaning up my 40,000 pictures on my phone to identify those quilt pictures, but it's going to be a long process. It's definitely not going to be finished in 2023. And because I'm going to continue creating, I've got to do it in a form that will expand with me as my projects continue to come out. Friday night, please. Yes, definitely do that. Love to have one of your quilts. Always beautiful. Hey, that's a goal. Give away more quilts. In my head, I wrote down give away more quilts to subscribers. Tiffany has been telling me to do that for a year. And in my head, the narrative that I have is nobody wants my quilt. It's not good enough. The points are off, or the tension on the back might have not been, the tension on the quilting might not have been set right, or maybe they won't like the colors or they won't like the patterns. So nobody's going to want my quilt. I got to wait for somebody to tell me that they love the quilt and they want it. And I need to get out of my head with that. So I have quilts. You, of all people, would appreciate them. They need to find a forever home. So those could be some of the things that we use for quilty giveaways. I've made the project. Now I'm paying it forward with a beautiful label to a lucky winner. Would you be willing to share on how you use your planner to plan out your projects? Great idea. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. But I will tell you, just at a high level, put this over here. What I've kind of done, I think I can share this. Yes, I can share this page. Is just highlighted over here. Nope. Over here are all the videos I know I need to publish this month. Oh, I'm so far behind. But then I've also just kind of like written in like deadlines and other things that I need to do. I don't know how to use a calendar-based system to keep my projects organized. I've got to figure that out. The reality is, I quilt when I have time. I don't always have the same amount of time every week to work on my project. So the only thing I can do is I work better from a to-do list. This is the project I need to do, and I break those projects. This is my list of projects that I need to do. And then I decompose or break those down into tasks that I assign to myself on a weekly or monthly basis. The problem is if I go a week where I had planned, like this weekend, perfect example, I had 2 days off of work and I had planned to record several of those videos that were on my list because I had 2 days off work and I needed to get those recorded so I could get them edited. Well, guess what? That didn't happen because I wasn't feeling well. So now I'm a week behind on that. So if I were to have put that on the calendar, then you just see a lot of moving stuff to the next week or the next month or the next 6 months. Whereas a to-do list is a little bit more static and I can just keep checking stuff off. Okay. Becca, do you sleep? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Number 3, make more time. Extra day off work. Actually, yes. I was thinking, how do I a better work-life balance? But I can't really do. I'm not quitting my 9 to 5. I love my job. I love what I do. I love where I work. It's not going away. YouTube is second to that, but actually YouTube is also third to me and my family. So on the list of priorities, it's work and family and me, and then YouTube is second. Although yeah, that's just how it is. So I can't take more time off work. I wish I could, but I am excited because the temporary assignment that I had over the past couple of months, it really took a lot of my free time away, but that's done. And so now over the next few months, I should have a better work-life balance. I won't be working as long of hours. My commute won't be as bad, and I'll be able to work 1 or 2 days a week from home, depending on what I've got going on at the office, which will some days take away my commute time entirely. Like today was one of those days. So looking forward to that. That will help. But, if work gets busy, work gets busy. Aw. Bernie says, you have done so many things I love. I just showed my neighbor the 2 quilts I am making for her granddaughters, and she wants to pay me. I love to give them away to those that say I love the quilt. Me too, right? Brenda says, Becca, we are just a sentimental bunch. Just that you made the quilt makes it valuable to us. It doesn't need to be perfect. See, I have to remember that too. Hi, Anne-Marie. How are you? Hey, Nancy G, number 2. Jamie says, I donated 17 quilt tops to a charity in town. Way to go. Jane says, sorry, every one of your quilts will be showcased in my home. You're amazing. Be fearless. That's so hard for me. Those negative thoughts, man. Everybody deals with them. Everybody deals with them. Julie, sending you a big hug, girl. Scrappy quilt options and bags, Virginia Harrison says. Scrappy quilt options and bags. Scrappy quilts and bags. All right. Hello, Vicky. I'm slowly going through my scraps, Tracy says, and when I come across ones I've done quilts with, I'll make a scrap jar. I'm thinking of putting scraps in a picture frame and hanging on my wall. Perfection isn't everything in the grander scheme of making beautiful quilts. It's what you put into it that matters. Yep, it's about the journey, not the destination, right? I'm feeling better today, and hubby just brought me dinner. So maybe it's 6:00. When did that happen? Okay. So I've got a list of video ideas. I have got some Quilty goals, some YouTube goals-ish. And you guys know about the SEWBECCA VIP, which is just exclusive access on a monthly basis. If you don't know about that, rewind, go back and watch. I'm not going to repeat all that. But I'm going to end so that I can go spend time with my family and eat. I appreciate everything that all of you do to keep encouraging me to make content like this. I really enjoy creating the content. It's a lot of fun for me. Almost as fun as making a quilt. And YouTube is really exciting for me because this is a journey that allows me to use the tech. I get to play with technology. I get to create videos, which is fun. And I get to do that while I'm also making a quilt. I'm combining 3 of the things that I love to do, and it's just a lot of fun. So thank you for being subscribed to the channel. Thank you for sticking with me this far. I hope 2023 brings us a ton of content. Oh no, now the chat's going crazy. Let me just read these couple of quilts and then we'll go. Quilt bucket list. Maybe this will help. I won a scrapness quilt. I thought it was beautiful. I never looked for points, seams that matched, or tension. I just looked at how beautiful it is. Okay. How to pick a pattern for the fabric or the opposite. Ooh, Catherine. If you have not checked out So Be It Quilts, you need to go look at Fallon because she is doing that series right now. She's walking you through that in a video series. Go check it out. Looking forward to another year of SEWBECCA. Becca, I got a cutie machine. Could anybody tell me if it is any good? I don't know anything about the cutie machine, so I can't answer that for you, but I believe Tiffany might have some opinions on that if you want to check out Tiffany's quilting life. And also, I think Leah Day did a cutie frame video, so I would check those videos out too. Tips on picking contrasting fabrics. Okay. Coordinating / contrasting. Okay. All right. That's what I got. Oh, I really enjoyed the collabs. More collabs. Might have some collab things coming in the future too, so stay tuned. All right, that's all I've got. I'm gonna go eat. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for sticking with me, and here's looking forward to another year of quilty goodness. I'll see you guys all Friday night. Bye.